Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited to have y'all along with me today because today we are officially preparing for the first tournament of the 2024 season out here on Lake Toho in Central Florida. We are getting a late start this year. This tournament is in April. I missed the first two this year, but I am excited to get started with the tournament season here. Even though we're a quarter way through the year, it is never too late to start. So first trip is out here on Lake Toho. It should be relatively unpressured over on this side of the lake, getting away from the crowd, and just going to try to dial in a pattern today. The goal isn't to catch a whole lot of fish today. I would like to be able to put a few fish in the boat to see what this area has in store. Looking for a few 15+ inch bass just to know that there is some quality out here to potentially win. But what I'm seeing right now looks really good. So we will see what we can find out, if we can put a pattern together and maybe make this an interesting tournament. And that tournament is going to be a week from today. So let's see what the fishing has in store. As always, y'all, I appreciate you watching. Now let's go fishing. That is a pretty sunrise this morning. The wind's going to be blowing out of the north today. It was a lot colder than I was expecting this morning, so put on my rain jacket just as some kind of a buffer. Worked out as a good mosquito repellent too. So just start off with some reaction first thing this morning, really close to the launch. Well, that was first cast on the Fluke. You know how that old first cast things go. Wow. I'm hoping that is a good sign. I should be right at a keeper, I would think. It'd be close. Yep, right at a keeper. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Skunk is out of the boat on the first cast. We will see what that means for the rest of the day, but I like that start. Well, it's good to know that there are bass in the area. Now we just need to find some a little more size. Okay, well, that was a good start with the Fluke. I don't throw Flukes a whole lot, but might just be a part of the arsenal on tournament day. Just had a hunch that may need to have a Fluke tied on. This area that I'm fishing is pretty shallow. Most of the area is going to be 3 to 5 foot with a lot of hydrilla and grass mixed in. So I'm going to have to find baits to present that are relatively weedless. All right, well, I was just a bite on the speed worm there. I think that's the nicest one so far. Maybe not. This one's definitely been caught before. That broken jaw there. That's probably just barely a keeper. Yep, 12 on the nose. That Fluke fish was a little bit bigger than that. Well, looks like this is a good concentration of fish. This wind blowing right into these, right into this Kissimmee grass. I think it's helped positioning these bass, because that's where I'm getting bit a lot of times, is right up against that grass. I must be patrolling that grass this morning. And on tournament day, as of right now, it's supposed to be blowing directly into that Kissimmee grass. So hopefully the bite will be similar on tournament day. All right, that is like the third bite on a speed worm. Definitely not giants, but at least we know there's fish over here that are catchable. So that's good. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Sitting in about 2 foot of water. I don't know if this is going to be a numbers deal or what. Last year, the minimum was 10 inches for a keeper. I don't know if this year it's 12 or 10, but at any rate, those are not big enough to win. It's nice to know that there are fish out here. We need to find some bigger ones. Yep, see, I just got bit again. Yeah, that was a small one. Just pulled it out of his mouth. Interesting. Well, maybe this is a place that we could come and fill a limit real quick in the morning and maybe run into a big one while we fill that limit. We are going to move on a little further down the line here. Caught 3, albeit small ones. We did catch 3 in one general area. And the area looks very healthy. Probably just found our starting spot, since it's just 10-20 yards away from the launch, so that's good. Just would like to have confidence in maybe 1 or 2 other techniques. Kind of figure that speed worm's going to work. That's a Florida classic. Try this fluke a little bit more. Ooh. Got bit on that fluke. I don't know how he missed it. Pretty good bite. Give it to him again. Nothing else on that fluke. That's a speed worm up in some of these lily pads here. Well, it appears there's no shortage of 12 to 13 inches over here. That's fun though. It's gonna be about 12 inches. Thank you, buddy. Okay, I need to stop playing around. I'm now pretty confident that I'll be able to put several in the boat in the morning with the speed worm. Hopefully be able to get the monkey off the back first thing in the morning. And then maybe we can find a big fish pattern somewhere else, or maybe where some bigger fish are holding. Or it may just be a numbers deal, I don't know, but there's a spot over here on the more southern end of this cove that I really wanted to check out. So we'll go over there, check that out, and go from there. For some reason I keep thinking that this Rattletrap's gonna play some part in the arsenal. A little bit deeper out here, so maybe I can avoid some of the hydrilla, but there's definitely what looks to be some, maybe some eelgrass out there. Okay, well, that was definitely a better one. Problem with the Rattletrap is the efficiency. Just every other throw you're having to pull off hydrilla. If you throw the speed worm out deep, if the quality gets any better. Ah, I wonder if that's what I had earlier. That was a pickerel. That's no good. Don't want to mess with a lot of those. Don't waste a lot of time. I wonder if that's what that was earlier. Moving on to some new waters. This is the area that I wanted to go to. This is the whole reason why we have launched in this section of the lake. So we found what I was hoping to find over here, which is some current. That is great. Okay, so hopefully that will help position the fish. That would be great. I thought that on Google Earth I saw what looked like areas that have been formed by some current. I know that there's a canal up here, which that also means that there's going to be some low-level current out there and in that main lake area as well. It's a big find. Okay, I need to find some deeper water. This is all really shallow. I don't think that these bass are going to be positioned here, but I am very happy that I have found a current break, or I found some current. Definitely need to use that to our advantage. Okay, so this area right up here, I believe, is going to be our deeper section, and according to Google Earth there's also some riprap up here. Okay, well, I'm glad that I came back here, because honestly this is not exactly how I was anticipating this looking. Maybe it'll get better the further back I go, but it's not exactly the way that I pictured it. That's why pre-fishing is so good. Eliminating water is half the battle. Since I'm here, I'll fish a little bit. Never know. But not the way that I pictured it. But let's see. Okay, I'm not going to waste any more time back here. It's difficult to fish with the current, and it's just not setting up the way that I was thinking it was going to. I feel like our time is going to be better spent somewhere else. Well, this is definitely different. Getting a free ride out of here. All right, we're gonna go back out here to the main section. See what we can get away with out here. I am going to change to a more natural color speedworm here. See if they will do anything with the green pumpkin. The amount of baits that are actually presentable out here there's just very few selections. You can't do a drop shot because the grass is about 2 or 3 foot thick on the bottom. Anything with treble hooks, it's pretty tough. That feels like a better one. Well, had one. And then there's the speedworm. Took my tail. Well, that's a bite for over here. That's good. I don't know if that was a pickerel or a gar or not. Anyway, that was one on the old green pumpkin. Alright, well, the green pumpkin is working. The problem is, I don't think that would keep. Nope, about 11 and a half. Another clue though. Well, maybe you just have to make 1,000 casts and put in front of one's face right now. I think the wind's starting to change in our favor. I was debating on whether or not coming over here to this particular area. There's some isolated docks over here, and typically when there's isolated docks, there are going to be some bass around there, and oftentimes it's some of the larger bass, because that's prime territory. Hopefully first thing in the morning we'll be able to get a limit, and hopefully one or two of those will be somewhere in that 15 plus category. We're gonna need everything to be north of 15 inches on tournament day for our score to be competitive with either 1 or 2 20s or a whole lot of 17s and 18s in there. We are just eliminating a ton of water today. I'll try to fill you in on exactly how far we've been. I am pedaling everywhere. I don't have any electric trolling motors or anything, so I'm probably covering, by the time it's all said and done, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles today. And so the only reason why we will come over here on tournament day is if we catch, you know, 2 to 3 pretty nice ones, because this is going to be a big sacrifice of time, and I'm going to have to know that if I come over here, I have a very strong potential of catching one that's going to be 17 plus inches. There were just some guys back here fishing in a bass boat. I don't know how much they pick clean back here. All right, let's see here. wish those guys weren't already over here, but it is what it is. Well, that was my fear. Looks like all the docks are just really too shallow to fish well. But you don't know unless you look, and I'd much rather look and go ahead and know that it's not fishable for tournament day than waste 30-45 minutes coming over here and then having to get back to where I would like to fish. So it looks like there is no reason to come over here on tournament day. Looks like the only thing to do now is to go back to our original spot and see if we can make anything heads or tails out of that one last time. Was wind's picking up here. It's really tough to keep position over on this side of the lake. So finally made it back to where I started. I will put right here how long it took me and also how many miles that was. All right, well, let's see if it was a time thing or this area actually has a stronger population of fish. Last cast. All right, pre-fishing is over. Alrighty everyone, pre-fishing is over. All in all, I would say that was a pretty tough day, but we were able to at least put a game plan together for next weekend. The morning bite was really good, able to interact with several on the Fluke and the speed worm. And then I had several other areas that I wanted to check out throughout the day. So we covered a lot of water and eliminated a lot of water. And that's always something that you need to do on your pre-fishing day. And that is what we did. We found an area that's about 200 or 300 yards that is really close to the launch. So we're not going to have to travel very far once we launch. And hopefully that area will just replenish throughout the day. It's really the only place that I got bit. So we're just going to stay here, maybe work in some offshore stuff as well, but we will see. Hey, as always, y'all, I appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. It always helps the channel out a great deal. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all on tournament day.